A thorough process to identify all of my work-related emails and deliver them to the State Department. At the end, I chose not to keep my private, personal emails.
Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton claiming she deleted only personal, not work-related emails from a private account. But is there any way to prove it? Can those deleted emails be recovered? IT security expert Vinny Troia joins us. Nice to see you, Vinny. And the Secretary said that she doesn't intend to disclose them and that she destroyed them. But in the event, let's say that she wanted to, could those personal emails be recovered?
Absolutely. I mean, almost nothing is ever really deleted anymore. I mean, when you talk about having an Exchange server or an email server like she has, I mean, there are always multiple copies in multiple locations. So they're designed so that when one system goes down, it fails over to another system. So even though her main server may have been located here in the city, there is almost always going to be either backup copies off-site or a redundant copy somewhere else where the data was replicated.
I mean, when you talk about having a server at your house, how big is this thing?
Well, it's interesting. You know, she mentioned, I did read reports that it was at her house, but when we traced the IP address, it came back to the city office here in downtown Manhattan. So I don't know where that kind of disconnect was, but either way, I mean, assuming that the city officials did set this up, I mean, they would have the facilities in their building to set this up. I mean, it's not a small thing to have at your house. So you would need a pretty large internet connection to keep it up to make sure it doesn't go down.
So are you suggesting that this is part of the Clinton Global Initiative, which is now the Bill Hillary Chelsea Foundation? But is that who had the server?
No, the building, when I Google Maps the latitude and longitude, the building came up downtown. It was a City of New York officials building.
What does that mean, an officials building? What does that mean?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. That was just what the label on the map was.
Like official, like it's a government building of some sort?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
Well, how would she have access to, why would she have a server at a, quote, an officials building unless everybody knew about it?
I mean, I can't answer that. I mean, all I can tell you is the IP address location was traced to that building. So that's all I really know at that point.
Could that be a mistake? Or is that, I mean, are you absolutely certain that's the building?
I mean, it was a pretty solid match to that block, and that was the only official building in that vicinity. I mean, it's a pretty solid match.
You keep calling it official building, like for official, I mean, it's a government building. That's why you call it official?
Correct.
Do you know if it's a state government or city government or federal government building?
The map just said it was a City of New York officials building.
And who would you have no idea who would have access to that building or a right to put something in that building?
No, I wouldn't know anything like that.
And there's no question the IP address goes there?
Yes, absolutely no question.
And is there anything peculiar about this email as you look at it, this IP address, anything at all?
No, nothing really peculiar about it. I mean, the thing is, you know, when you look at it in terms of the regulations and everything else that needs to come down, I mean, I saw a clip that said she was fully compliant with the emails. Well, that generally means a level of federal regulation and compliance. And if she was subject to FISMA, there would be backups, there would be off-site backups, and there would be multiple levels of redundancy so that the system didn't go down. So when you talk about recovery, guaranteed that one of those hard drives could probably be subpoenaed and the data could probably be recovered and pulled off.
Vinny, thank you.
Thank you.